In the deep dive tonight, Loudoun County Superintendent Spence is expected to be grilled on Capitol Hill tomorrow by a House Education Committee. Now, that hearing is called Breaking Trust: Attacks on Parental Rights, Inappropriate Content, and Legal Abuses in America's Schools.
Our Nick Minock joins us now with the story. And Nick, what topics are lawmakers expected to bring up in the hearing tomorrow, and why is Loudoun County Superintendent in the spotlight?
Committee members on Capitol Hill told me today that Loudoun County Public Schools has been in the national spotlight for the past 5 years, making headlines on their locker room and bathroom policy, school safety issues, and much more. This has their attention, and they told me this hearing tomorrow is an opportunity to hold district leadership accountable. On Wednesday, Loudoun County Superintendent Spence is expected to face questions from lawmakers on LCPS's policy that allows students to use bathrooms and locker rooms based on their chosen gender identity. Congressman Mark Harris is on the Education and Workforce Committee.
I think when it comes to the safety and privacy of those safe spaces, that girls shouldn't expect to find a boy in her locker room or a boy in the shower where she is. That's a problem. Same thing on the other side.
The chairman of the committee is Tim Walberg. He describes Spence's policies this way.
I would say he's committing child abuse and neglect.
Spence was hired after the previous school superintendent was fired and indicted for how he handled school sexual assaults. When the school board hired Spence in 2023, I asked him, how is he going to improve transparency and trust with the public?
Communicate, communicate, communicate. It really does come down to sharing what you know, being willing to talk about that, being willing to answer questions, being willing to be out in front and be visible, and acknowledge mistakes that you're making, talk about how you're going to address those.
But in his first 2 months on the job, 11 Parkview High School students overdosed, and 7 News reported on how Spence didn't want to tell parents.
Do you think Dr. Spence passed or failed his first transparency test with the public?
Failed. Absolutely. He didn't communicate, didn't communicate, didn't communicate. We have an opportunity for parents to see up close and personal in this hearing what's going on behind closed doors of Loudoun Public Schools and other schools. And we hope those schools take notice.
I reached out to Loudoun County Public Schools today asking for a comment and an interview with Superintendent Spence. They did not give us a comment, no interview as well. But when this hearing was announced about a month ago, Superintendent Spence said this, quote, "In Loudoun County Public Schools, we are in the business of building trust, partnering with families, and creating a sense of belonging for every student we serve while following the law." Back to you.
Well, Nick, it's not just up to the superintendent to make the rules. So has the state taken any action to make changes?
Oh, for the past 4 years before Governor Spanberger, you might recall Governor Glenn Youngkin tried getting the Loudoun County School Board to reverse its transgender locker room and bathroom policy. That was unsuccessful. Really, the power lies with the school board. There are 9 school board members in Loudoun County. Last year, they held a meeting to discuss if they were going to change their policy, and they decided to keep it the same. Reporting in Arlington, Nick Minock, 7 News.
Okay, Nick. Well, Loudoun County Public Schools are not the only district to come under federal scrutiny. LCPS is also one of a handful of Northern Virginia schools that came under scrutiny for letting students choose bathrooms and locker rooms based on gender identity. Nick talked about that. Now, some districts have sued the Department of Education, especially after the federal agency threatened to hold back funding over possible violations.